Next, we have on the agenda to speak to you this morning is HE Ambassador Dr. Andre Thomas. He's the chairman and CEO of Pleon Group, the parent company for Connect Caribe. He's going to speak to you on the status and readiness to bridge trade and e-commerce across the Caribbean and the status on the readiness to introduce a fit-for-purpose vessel. And to introduce Ambassador Thomas, he is a UN Peace Ambassador, and in this role, he functions as the Director General for Global Finance and Projects for an NGO that is part of the UN Economic and Social Council. He is the Chairman and CEO of Pleon Group, Inc., an economic development group of companies, that's Pleon Global, Inc., an economic development group of companies with a mission to mine the resources in the land, sea, and people of sovereign nations for their economic dignity while protecting them from 21st century threats. Connect Caribe, a subsidiary of Pleon Group, Inc., and a consortium company created to help solve the maritime transportation, trade, and commerce challenges affecting interregional trade between Caribbean nations, will launch its service at the end of this quarter in 2024. Dr. Thomas is the chairman of Upturn Funds Caribbean, an economic development advisory company. He founded the Center of Political Visionaries, a political strategy, consulting, and coaching firm focused on developing uncommon politicians who will lead nations to economic dignity. In this role, he has pioneered a system for identifying genetic political giftedness and coaching paths for its development. His books titled The Political Visionary and Leading Nations into Economic Dignity are bestsellers. He's the chairman of the Ideas and Solutions Group, a strategy consulting, leadership development, organizational development, and executive coaching firm. Dr. Thomas is the head and senior inspector of the Eastern Caribbean Office of the Organization of Human Rights Defense, which investigates human rights and abuse and misuse and creates projects and plans of actions to help resolve such abuses worldwide. This organization is an affiliate partner of NATO Command the United Nations, Interpol, and ECOSOC. It is a UN NGO with its headquarters in Romania. Dr. Andre Thomas is the prolific author of 30 books on leadership, spiritual development, and the transformation of nations. He's married to Dr. Nina Thomas and has 2 daughters. Let's welcome to the podium His Excellency Ambassador Dr. Andre Thomas.
Thank you, Jennifer. And I certainly loved and appreciated what Dr. Antoine shared, and very appreciative for the partnership. And I believe that our partnership really is foundational to the success of this project. It's great to see all of you here. And today I'm going to share really from my heart and from my mind on why I feel this meeting of minds is so critical. I was asked a question about the ferry service, and my answer was this: I don't believe what I'm doing is fundamentally creating a ferry service. I said, what we are doing is we're creating a maritime logistics wealth transfer system. I said, what exactly do you mean? I said, well, let me break it down for you. I said, 3.5 billion US dollars was spent on e-commerce in the region last year. It's estimated it will be 4 billion this year. That's US dollars leaving. Over $12 billion spent on agriculture. And in terms of the travel industry, billions of dollars were spent by cruise ship passengers coming into the region, and a bulk of that money never landed in the region. So the region is a source and a conduit of billions of dollars that never land. Are you hearing me? They never land. Now, so what we're seeking to do is creating a system for at least some to land. Okay. And now to do that, you need to create the actual system for it. And this system has 4 pillars. It has the pillar of cargo transportation, in which we will connect the region. Right now, we will connect in phase 1, our phase 1. Now, phase 1 will be done in stages. We are in advanced discussions with an international courier company to this effect. And we have created routes that would allow us to transport cargo to these 21 countries within 4 days. So basically, you can, within these 21 countries, access each country with your cargo within what? A 4-day window. Okay, that's critical. And we have planned the routes for that, and we have identified the ships for that. Okay. So that's our approach in terms of the cargo. So what's critical for us is that we want cargo, containers, loads, LCIs, LCLs to be transported from one jurisdiction to another within 4 days. That's critical. Next, we have travel. Now, in terms of travel, the cruise ship dollar does not really land much. Now, we do get some, I would say less than 10%. But if we can connect the region and move passengers and have them have an authentic premium Caribbean experience whilst doing that, I believe that we would begin to benefit from and access a lot more of the tourist dollar that is in our region that we have not been able to access because we haven't had the system to do it. Thirdly, agriculture. We want to, now I have spent a significant amount of my time studying what nations purchase in agriculture. So I know there's a particular Caribbean nation that purchases $14 million worth of sweet peppers. I never knew that sweet peppers were so lucrative. Okay. I know another nation that purchases several million worth of carrots. Wow. Then I know a group out of the US that hire a Boeing 747 and transport lettuce to Jamaica. It's so lucrative that they actually hire the plane every week. and that lettuce can be produced here. So what we want to do is actually create a system using our e-commerce platform where farmers, verified farmers, can connect with buyers, and through our logistics system be able to transport that and transport the goods from the farm to the buyers. That's key. And then what makes the system even more beneficial to the region is the fourth thing. Okay, that's e-commerce. Now, our partnership and our partnership discussions with this international courier company have great ramifications because the size of the market that will be created by us having forward contracts with them and going as far as the DR and all the French territories would create a market of 18 million people. So what it does, it allows a woman in Barbados who, at the micro business level, who makes the most amazing jam. And she has her sampler group, she has great reviews, and she'll be able to produce that product, have someone consignment at our warehouse, and be able to sell that to an 18 million people market. That's game changing. Absolutely game changing. And to do that at every level, at micro business level, small business level, medium-sized business, and large conglomerates. And to do that all at that level, it's game changing. So that's really what we're creating. Now, I'm a thinker, and so I know behind every vision, there's a philosophy. And behind every philosophy, there is an ideology. So I'm going to help you understand so you don't have to try to demystify or seek to understand what's behind what we're doing. I always tell my students that I'm writing a book, I'm almost finished. It's called The Uncommon Politician. Okay, that's the book. I should be finishing in about a month's time. And I write about something I call an ideal policy, in which I say vision and sometimes policy is like an iceberg. What's at the top is what you're allowed to see. Are you with me? But what's at the bottom is what can sink the ship. And I said, so vision has its clear mental portrait of a future you want to create. But at the bottom are the ideas, the ideology, and the philosophies that gave birth to that vision. And for us, it's very clear, and I can share with you exactly what they are. I believe every region has resources in its land, in its people, and in its seas. And I believe that there are regions who are not very good at mining those resources refining those resources, developing those resources, and displaying and transacting with those resources. And any region that does that develops economic dignity. That's my philosophy. And I believe that within the region, that there are enough entrepreneurial resources in our people. There are enough resources in our land. And there's the resource in our sea, not just the fishing, but the transportation. And if we can create a system and work together and mine it and bring it out, the region's economic fortunes will change. Now, I end with this. The US Department of Commerce estimates, we were doing lots of research when we started this project, that the integration of the Caribbean would have, over a period of 5 years, would have an effect on GDP of at least 3%, but it can go right up to 7% across every single nation that participates. So if you wanted to find a silver bullet, okay, a silver bullet that would, if you shoot that bullet, would have multi-pronged effects across the entire region, touching micro, touching small businesses, touching Airbnb, touching all these sectors, it will be Connect the Caribbean. Absolutely. That's it. Just Connect the Caribbean. And that's what we have sought to do. We are a consortium company. The equation that we've used and we're using, we believe that in order to do this, we're going to have to build lots of partnership relationships, and very proud of the companies that we work with and the people that we work with. I believe we have achieved a lot to be where we are, and we're absolutely determined to land this project for the Caribbean. And the reason why you're here is because we believe your perspectives, your insight is vital to us being able to land this project. We are not here to stay in the land of concepts, but we are absolutely determined to turn this vision into reality. And as I close, my hope is that from this, we'll get the wisdom of how to execute this project. I mean, we already have our business models, but there is data, there's information that we need from you. And I like studying words, and I like studying the word wisdom. And my definition of wisdom is sculpturing a greater tomorrow from the ingredients of today. I've tried to do that in the kitchen, but I normally fail because I can see all the ingredients there. I have a picture of the meal that's waiting to exist when I look at it, but somehow I fail in the sequence and the steps. Okay, but I believe we're going to do a better job because we can look at the region and we can see a maritime logistics corridor that is waiting to exist. Absolutely. And with your input, our minds will find the steps, the sequence to take to, like a sculptor, sculpt it into reality. And that's why we're here. So let's sculpture well. Thank you.